The two rear ones are the drive motors. You can see they have very aggressive tread pattern that should help you with grip. And then something to note here is these flywheels. This is pretty typical of all of these robotic mowers. Most of them have a flywheel like this with the retractable, I call them razor blades. They're not exactly razor blades. All right, hey everyone, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. I have two new Segway Navimow mowers. These are new for 2026, and it's really impressive actually how many specific mowers are coming out with this year, and they have a lot of improvements. But something that a lot of people maybe don't realize is that these robotic mowers are kind of like, I would compare them to like vehicles, meaning some of them might be a pickup truck, some might be SUV, some are a sports car. And so what they're doing here with Navimow is they're really trying to hit on every type of yard and get you a mower that's really optimized for that. So optimized from both a cost, a size, a capability standpoint. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to unbox and show you these two. I have other videos with other mowers, and in fact off camera that you can't see in my barn here. I think I've counted 14 or 15 different robotic mowers from many different brands. I've tested them out throughout this year, so you'll get to stay tuned and watch some more videos on that. But for this one here, I have the i215 LiDAR. So this is one of their smaller mowers, and it's really designed for smaller yards. So this specific one, the i215, is a 0.37 acre one. They do make smaller versions of this i2 LiDAR series so that you can get different yard sizes. And then down below it, I have the H220. And again, they do make different sizes, but this one is a half acre capable yard. I will say one thing, that for Segway Navimow, they seem to be on the more underrated size, meaning they actually are more capable from what I've seen. And that's because a lot of these acreages, a lot of the other companies will say how many acres they could cut in either a 2-day period or a 3-day period. Navimow seems to quote what they can do in a full day. So just something to know there, that I have confidence when they say 0.37 acres, you can cut 0.37 acres. Whereas some other brands, you have to maybe dive into details a little bit more to see how accurate is that. So let's unbox these real fast and just show you the difference of these two units and what's new with them on 2026. All right, so real fast, just to show you the packaging. This is really nice and sturdy packaging. You can tell the mower is well protected in here. It has a couple instruction manuals and the boxes of the accessories, the power cable, that kind of stuff. And then also has a QR code here. This is how you get the Navimow app, and then how you can get some more details on help and support with these very easy steps here. All right, so here is the H220 pulled out, and now I do like the quality of this mower. The feel of it is very sturdy. Nothing is cheap. There is a bumper, a physical bumper on the front that I can actually feel that I can press in on it, and it has like a sensor that if it were to bump into something, it has that little safety mechanism here. But this right here is, they call it EFLS, and this is their exact fusion locating system. So this unit has what they call triple fusion. So that means it has RTK, and then it has the vision, so cameras, and then it has the LiDAR. So it is truly more than the sum of the parts, because it's able to fusion all of those different systems together to give you the most accurate system. And they all have their own capabilities. So like, the GPS is using a network RTK, so you don't have to put up a base station. This can use a signal that's already out and about, and it automatically connects to that, and that gets you like your geofencing, your location, all that kind of stuff from where the mower is at. But there are times that GPS doesn't work. If you're up close to a building, if you're under a lot of heavy tree coverage, GPS does have trouble on these mowers. And so that's where vision can come in and help supplement that. But vision really needs light outside, so nighttime it doesn't work well unless you have some good lights. And then also vision can be tricked by shadows and other objects there. So that's where the LiDAR comes in. LiDAR can see even in the dark, and it has better capability than vision alone. So by fusion of these different systems together, now they have a really robust system. So I do like that Navimow came out with, and the LiDAR is new for 2026 in addition to the vision and the GPS. Once you set up the base station, which is just this little guy here, it has 4 screws that they can include in these accessory boxes. You just screw it down the ground. The only thing with the base station is they want it to be, a little bit away from a building, or you want to have about 6 feet in front of it so that the mower can come up to it and approach it. But one thing that I have noticed with this one specifically is the power cord, I think, is 33 feet long. So that's really nice, because that means you don't need to have a power cord right by where you're placing this unit. If you got to go around a deck or around the house some, they do include a nice long power cord, and they include these little stakes that you can stake down so you can make it nice and tidy in there. But with this unit here, it's designed to drop down, hit automatic, go on the app, and then it will go and learn your edges. Now, there's a lot of asterisks to that. Of course, the marketing is like drop it and go. And that is probably true if it's in a confined zone where you have sidewalk or a fence or, that kind of stuff that really helps it know, like, hey, the yard is ending. But obviously, if your yard is a shared yard with the neighbor where there's no obstacle between your grass and their grass, and you just remember where you cut, then it won't know that. And so you will have to give it a boundary there. And you can do it manually. You can manually add or drive the mower on an edge. You can also go in and add a virtual fence, they call it, our no-go zone, that kind of stuff to it. So I'm probably going to do both. I'm going to have it go out there and test the automatic, but let me open up this door here. Unfortunately, right now, you can't see any grass because I have a good 8 to 10 inches of snow on the grass. So I'm going to have to wait for the snow to melt before I can actually do the cutting with the unit, but that will be coming soon in a future video. So, all right, so the underside of this unit, what you can see here is the front wheels are just freewheeling casters. There's no drive motor on them and no steering action. So they just are along for the ride per se. The 2 rear ones are the drive motors. You can see they have very aggressive tread pattern that should help you with grip. And then something to note here is these flywheels. This is pretty typical of all of these robotic mowers. Most of them have a flywheel like this with the retractable, I call them razor blades. They're not exactly razor blades, but that's effectively what they are. And so when this spins up, obviously they come out. There's 6 of them on this mower. Something to note with robotic mowers is it's very common that their cutting area does not happen right at the edge of the mower. So what that means is that as this drives along, if it's over here, you're obviously going to have about 2 or 3 inches of uncut grass. And that's where this mower can learn that. And you can tell it to go over the edge of a, driveway or whatnot. So if it can drive one wheel on the concrete or the asphalt, it can cut all the way to the edge. But obviously if it's up against a landscape border or a fence or something, it can't do that. So that's just something to note here. Here's the bumper I was talking about. You can see that I can press it in and I can feel it like do a little click. So that's a safety stop if all the other obstacles, but it does detect like 200 different things, both animals, people, objects, that kind of stuff. In here you can see the different LiDAR vision camera setups that are in here. Something to note is they use solid state LiDAR, which means it doesn't have a little dome with a little spinny mechanical one. That makes it more robust, less prone to breaking. That's out here. Here's the keypad. I don't have it plugged up, so I can't do that and show you the app stuff. I'll do that later here. All right, so I open up one of the accessory boxes here. This is this 33-foot long cable that you can see for powering up the dock. You get the 4 plastic screws. That just screws in the base station, docking station to the ground. And then you get the little stakes for your cabling to make it secure. And then they do include, it looks like 2 sets of blades for the unit. So that means you get a total of 3 sets of blades. That should be plenty for a full season of cutting. So your whole entire first year should be more than covered with what comes included in the box. But then if you want to use lower cutting height, that depends on your grass and obviously, I guess, your preference there as well. But you would install this if you needed to get different cutting height as well on the unit. So this is what comes in the box for the H220. I'm excited to get this out and get it tested, and I can't wait for it to warm up outside. All right, well, let's open up this i215 LiDAR one and see what's in the box. All All right, so you can see the packaging here. It has a large cardboard sign here that gives you a QR code for downloading the app, how to follow them, get more information. And you can see the mower itself is well packaged in here with the different boxes as well as the unit itself. So let's take it out and just see what it looks like. All right, so there's not a lot to it. You got the mower, you got the base station, and you have the accessory box, which has the instruction stuff in it to use. So on this unit itself, it has dual vision. So it has the vision and the LiDAR, and it has the same solid state LiDAR as the H220. The specific one doesn't have the GPS portion as well. You can get, I believe there's a LiDAR Pro that does have the GPS as well as the vision and the LiDAR, but this one doesn't. And that's okay, depending on your yard type as well as your budget that you want to spend. So this one can do a lot of the automatic detection. It can do the drop-in mower where it finds the edges of the yard using the vision and the LiDAR capability of it. It can obviously work in places without GPS signal because it never has GPS signal. So that's the benefit of this one. Okay, and then the base station works in fact, I think it's the same base station as the H220. The unit would typically find its way back home, and then it drives up here and it docks into there. And it has little contacts on the front of the unit, and that's how it charges. So it does that automatically if it's out cutting and the battery gets low, it automatically goes back to the dock and charges itself back up, which is really cool. So you should never have to touch it other than cleaning it every once in a while, or replacing the little blades on it every once in a while. We'll show you that here in a second. One thing to note on Navimow that I have seen in their accessory kit, you have the power cord that comes with it. And this one has several feet, I forget if it's about 5 or 6 feet on one side of the power brick. And then it has an extension of another 5 or 6 feet. And then it also has an extension cable. And so I think this is optional extension cable. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. You can have just this one here if you're close to an outlet, but it includes a 23-foot long cable. So that really gives you some more flexibility of where you put the base station. You don't have to be right up against a power outlet on the outside of your house. And really, ideally, you have this a little bit away from the house. You need some space in front of the station for it to come up and find. You need like 7 feet. That's a nice feature that they include with the mowers. And then of course you get little attachments or screws that attach the charging pad to the grass. And then there is also a little kit in here that drops the mowing deck down a couple inches so that you can have it in either a low grass cutting height mode or the standard. Comes with what I would call normal. So like I think I cut mine around 3 inches or so. So that would be set up from the factory ready to do that. But if you cut your grass really short, like, inch and a half, that kind of stuff, then you would use this little adapter plate. And all that does really is space down the cutting disc closer to the ground. So let me show you underneath it. All right, so if we're looking at this unit here, you can see that it has really aggressive knobby back tires, just like the H220. At the top of the unit, you have the keypad, you have a stop button if you need to press that for any reason. And then you can power it on. You can select through the menu here on the top, but of course, most of the time you're going to use the app itself instead of the mower. But if you're out and you needed to, you could do that. Here's where it charges. These little contactors go in there and touch and charge it. And then if we flip it up so we can see the underside of the unit, you can see this one has the freewheeling casters up front, just like the H220 does. They look a little bit smaller perhaps on this one. And you can see it has a little bit different flywheel. I think it's the same razor disc blades on it, but it does look like, it's not a double-sided one. So you can see all of the razor blades there on the underside of the unit. But this one is also IP66 rated, so you don't have to be worried about this guy out in the weather. And I guess another thing I forgot to mention is these do have locate with Find My device. So you can always go down. So even like this one doesn't have GPS, you can still track it down and find it with Find My. So that's some of the features here of this little i215. Now, of course, what everyone wants to see is these things in action. So I will do that as soon as the weather turns here in Michigan. If you have specific questions for me or things you want me to test out, feel free to put a comment down below. I do read the comments in YouTube. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And then You know, I will try to incorporate that into the testing later this season. I plan to keep these around and test them out the entire year along with my other mowers. So I'm going to have a full shootout like I did last year, where I'm going to compare all of the latest and best mowers in 2026 and just see how well they do. All right, right here on the screen, there should be some links to other videos, including playlists for things like the Navimow series mowers I have out there. So be sure to click these or go to my channel and check out my other videos.